Yeah. Welcome back to another, man. It's a special edition, episode 3, Full Blown Trapping TV. And before I do anything, man, let my intro go.
Everybody worry what the fuck I'm doing. I be getting money, that's why they hating what I'm doing. You ain't getting money, what the fuck is you doing? Watch me show them lame niggas how to do it.
All right, yeah. Sorry, you guys, about the explicit language today, but we're on YouTube, so without further ado, it's episode 3, and I'm excited about today's episode. As you see, to the I don't know if it's to your left or my right, but it's to my right, probably to your left. So the beautiful and talented Miss CALI Faye. I'm gonna let her introduce herself. I wanted to ask you that since it's already on the screen, I have to tell them to introduce yourself. It says CALI Faye, but I wanted to start it off by just asking you, where are you originally from?
So I'm originally from the Bay Area, California.
Got you. Cause I wanted to start the interview off there is because of me following you over the past few years. You're very well rounded, and I see you in a lot of different areas. So it's like I never really dug so deep into like, darn, where is she from? So that was one of the questions I did want to know is where you were actually from. So you're from the Bay originally.
Yes, the West Coast from the Bay.
Okay, so that's what's up. So what are your ties to Detroit then? Because I see you a lot with Detroit stuff. So what are your ties to Detroit?
So I actually went and lived in Detroit from the age of 18 all the way until I was about 24 years old. Part of suburban areas as well, like Mount Clemens and part of Macomb County and even Oakland County. And I just basically made friends and new, family like friends, over that course period of time of being out there by myself.
Okay, so that's why I said you can tell I've seen a little bit of your material before, but that's why I said I wanted to know, like, darn, where's she actually from? And then I wanted to know your ties to Detroit because I see that on some of your material as well. So I wanted to start off there because that's a good insight for me, and then I'm sure the people that's going to watch and that's good for them. All right, so let me start by saying I'm honored to have you on the platform. I've got to see a little bit of your work over the years, like I said, from the books to the music to just your entrepreneurship, the mental health. We're going to touch on a little bit of all of that. But just give us a little bit about Cali Girl Books and what all Cali Girl Books does.
So I'm the owner of Cali Girl Books LLC. And we are all for humanitarian work. So that is helping humanity, helping others get to the highest level of their potential, whether it's books, music, all arts, media, software, film, technology. It doesn't matter what you have because I own a publishing company to help uplift you to keep 100% of your copyrights and also your trademarks and your patents. And it's really just about distribution with our side of the fence and any type of editing skills we can bring to the table or connecting you with the right people in these industries, whether it's publishing, entertainment, music, or film. We can actually connect you with the right people that can market you and also bring you to the next level in your career.
That is awesome because, like I said, we're gonna dig into everything you got going on, and that was a little something for me just to find out that you offer all of that. Just because going into like I'm looking at it, and let me show the people too. Let me just about what you're talking about here. Let me show the people what you're talking about. All right, so yeah, we got you right here. So you do a lot of everything. The publishing company, that's what you were just speaking about. I think that is just totally amazing that you offer that for other individuals as well and be able to get their material out there. And key thing I heard you say was ownership and keeping their rights. And that's big. What made you go that route and be able to help others to reach the next level and be able to keep ownership in a lot of their material?
So when I first started in this industry, I came into different approaches of people connecting with me, and a lot of people were con artists, scam artists, strictly looking to get over on me as an artist, singer, songwriter, producer, author, who's written multiple books. So I think for what this was a calling where God had given me a direction to help other people, which is humanity. We're all, a piece of the pie. We're all, part of humanity. And I wanted people to feel comfortable and safe with their material with me so that they know that if they want to get anything published with my company, they have to own the copyrights. They have to already copyright it before they bring their material to me, because I won't even review it unless they own their copyrights.
Well, that makes perfect sense as a businessman myself, and I do a lot of my work ethics the same way because it's easier for you to leverage any business deals that you're working forward because the material you already know is owned by the person that you're doing the business with. So that I understand that completely, but I love the way you explained that. That I think that is crazy. So just because since you brought that up, let's speak about these books that you have. How many do you have? About 8?
Nine right now, and two more poem volumes coming out next week, which is My Heart Feels God, Poetic Version of Trust, Volume 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 is already out. So
That is amazing. Yeah, let me see if I can bring these up for them too. Yeah, okay. Yeah, yep. Let's show what we got. Cali Girl got it going. I mean, Cali Girl Books got it going on. Y'all definitely have to tap into this. Um, I'm very. I love the way it's all there for you. It's presented. Um, you can definitely get her books. They're available. You go to her website. Everything is right there. Um, and you're working. Your work ethic is crazy to me. Speak a little bit about that to me. Where do you get your drive from? Where I see your passion behind your work. That it's not just the work; it's the passion behind it too. Like you said, you're humanitarian. You're being for the people. So where does that drive actually come from?
I believe that comes from the light of energy inside of me that comes from God. I believe that God is in our human body, and that's what I'm proving in a few of my books. Like Woke All Advanced Technology, they needed science and proof. Well, there's the new discoveries with mathematics, neurology, astrology, physics. There's so much, numerology, Greek mythology. For all those people that like to read or find the proof, well, the proof is in the books. So this is being part of the 21st century of history, saving the people by giving them the knowledge of knowing right from wrong and having an option. If you're giving them options with their material and also their dreams and knowing, what really is true and not fallacy, it gives people hope so that they can too grow and be the best version of themselves.
Hey, you didn't say nothing wrong. I'm big on a lot of things. Like I said, I'm a key listener. Something you just said was giving people an option. And that's all I always tell my friends, my cousins, my family members. I never try to oppose my views on anybody else or peer pressure anybody else. But if we have differences of views, I'm gonna look at your view and then I'm gonna look at mine, and I'm gonna see everybody's opinion. So it's the knowledge, it's the knowing why you don't like this or that, or if you've never eaten meat, then you don't know why it's bad for you. You just hear why it's bad for you. Not saying the people that's eating meat now are vegetarians more why they don't eat meat is versus I've never just eaten meat before. I don't know why it's bad because I didn't have these side effects. But it's just the knowledge. I get what you were saying with that. That's very dope to me. So let's talk about the mental health awareness that you speak about and that you're into. How'd you get behind that?
So my books are all available on Amazon and Barnes and Noble. And I would tell you to go there instead of my website to get them because you can have that delivered straight to your house. But I have a book called Mental Health Healing and Prevention Fountain of Youth. Everybody's looking for this antidote to live longer. They want the most healthiest well-being, and they want to know how that they can be healthy. Well, I believe that if you get that knowledge and you study it with the science of what's going on with your thoughts and your emotions and controlling those thoughts and emotions, you can actually outlive what you would have lived if you wouldn't have even learned the knowledge. So a book like that is giving you brain exercises, physical exercises, a grocery list, and it all has something to do again with the spiritual awakening that's happening worldwide right now, where people are waking up and having more faith, or they're waking up feeling different, or not understanding what's going on with their body and their thoughts and their emotions. Well, once you figure this out, that this has all been going on before we were ever born. I'm 33 years old, and our parents and grandparents and so on in generations before us had already been going through this. But the difference is that those generations lived in fear, and either they died off or they were quiet because they were in fear from what reality is with the existence of God in the human body, the light mass production, the energy of positivity, the positive thoughts, the positive emotion. So the dark matter, the negative energy, the ego can kill you. It can kill you. It can make you sick. It can make you feel like you're eating a bunch of meat and it's too heavy on your stomach, but it could be the gluttony behind the sin of eating too much. So you got to portion everything out in energy, and also even the knowledge. You might have to read one chapter at a time throughout a month span just so you can cope with not knowing that knowledge.
Ooh, you was spitting. You was just spitting right there. What you was just saying. I don't. I ain't got my air horns and everything loaded up right now. But you was just spitting. You said a lot, um, especially with the energy. Especially, I want to ask you, just by talking, right here with you and listening to you, versus watching you on another live stream or watching any of your previous interviews. How do you manage to be so calm and, I would say, smooth and finesse? Like you have an aura about yourself that's not pushy. It's like, hey, you know, uh, it's great, is what I'm saying, and it makes, I would say, people draw to you versus somebody trying to preach their patterns on you. How do you have that swag to just, hey, look, this is what it is, and either you want it or you don't? Like, how do what gives you that motivation?
To be 100% honest, it has to come naturally, because either you're real or you're fake, and either you're giving people the knowledge for the right intention, or you're trying to force your way on people. And I'm not trying to force anything. God gave everybody a free will of choice. Either they're going to listen or they're not, but that's on them and that's their choice. All I can do again is give you an option. That's the only thing I'm here to do. In the mindset, I come across people I love all the time. I'm going to tell you how it really is, and I'm not going to care if it hurts your feelings. But again, I'm not here to lie to you. I'm going to go ahead and give you that option to think about it before you make a mistake.
Hey, that's the best advice. I mean, I have no complaints. So talk to me about. I was reading a little bit about you, and it said you had some awards. How many awards do you have for your work that you just done just over the years?
So the last couple years with the humanitarian work, I have over 182 international virtual awards, and I have 4 honorary doctorate awards that are internationally as well. And one is in the United States, and that's just showing the science and the humanitarian, kind acts of art, speaking to the people, using these Zooms and these interviews to educate people. But again, giving that knowledge away for free, because they say, it's saying the game is not told, it's sold. Well, I'm not selling any game. I'm not selling a dream. I'm not selling anything. I'm
Right.
doing what God is telling me to do naturally, and that is good karma, good intentions that are coming back to me and that's the energy of light that I'm able to circulate to the people. So that's where it's coming from.
So with that being said, how does that make you feel to actually be rewarded for your works and be to actually your message to be received and be acknowledged?
I appreciate it, but it's not about an award to me. It's about God seeing me and hearing my thoughts and feeling my emotions and knowing that I am genuine and that if I die tomorrow, that I did exactly what he told me to do so that the spirit never dies. It goes where it needs to go.
Hey man, you said nothing wrong with that. I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed because like I said, I've always I see you when you post on the different social media networks and a lot of times on Facebook, and I always see you out and about. And when it does, you know how Facebook algorithm is, but when it does scroll down, I'm always seeing the hustle behind your work and behind your brand. And like I said, what I like to do on my platform, I always like to give people their flowers. I'm one of those people. I live, I don't do any of the things that I do for the acknowledgement of it because, I'm going to do it regardless. I ask these questions too because, like you said, you spoke ego. The ego does have it's a hard drug to maintain addiction, however category you put it in your life. If you don't know how to, if you're not one with God, period, then I just feel like if you're one with God, you're able to see things a certain way, and it's kind of like everything that you've been explaining, throughout this whole conversation that we're having. Now, speak to me about with that being said, speak to me about what are your goals for like the next, I would say 6 months to a year. Then what pushing your brand and what are your goals?
Well, currently I'm working on 71 songs and I'm making sure that that's a final album, 71 songs to change the game up. Every genre of music or close to different major genres of music with also speaking different languages in it. As a spiritual gifting God has given me, I decided to share that gift and come out with that gift with the world. And again, nobody in the industry has ever done that, ever, naturally.
Right. So yeah, speaking about the music, yeah, I'm glad you went to the music. So I have some stuff. Let me see. I'm gonna let you tell me what we got going on here. So that is so on here. Well, you got a couple different videos. What's a good video to play? Or what's good track to play on all these tracks you got right here? What would you like to play?
So I think that for the genre of music that you're probably sharing a lot, which could be hip hop, R&B, you could even go to YouTube. It's with King Crooked, who's signed with Slaughterhouse, that was founded by Eminem, who is contracted with Dr. Dre. They've worked with Dr. Dre. I think that if you look at that one, you can go to my YouTube channel. Also, if you click on the one next to you on the bottom right there with the stars, that's CALI. That's called Mermaids. Yep, to the right.
This one right here.
Yep, and the one next to it to the left is called You Are Not Alone, to give the people hope. When I woke up spiritually with my awakening, I was able to sing a very angelic way naturally and show the people who God was.
Okay, yeah. See, that's another thing. See, my platform is what it is. It's not really based around any specific genre. And I'll tell people that all the time. The hip hop and R&B artists, for some reason, I just think that's the way the world is. They draw more to the platforms and to the media where they want that exposure. So we get more of that traffic. But I'm really for any individual. It doesn't matter the genre of music, the you know, the style, as long as they're pushing positivity, something I can see growing. And, you know, I have a guy, one of my good friends coming on next week. He just started his own school. He's real about the youth and things of that nature. So the music is secondary. Your message is already first. So I'm already just excited, because what I like to do is I don't like to listen to a lot of the music anyway before I get somebody on the platform, so I can give them my real pure organic feedback as well. So we're gonna try this one right here that you said with the stars, because I'm curious to.
Sit up at a setting, now you know I'm ready now. Data, can you spend me? Now you know you want me now. With a mind like mine, you can't understand why time just passed. Another pain inside won't last, won't last, won't last. They say won't last, won't last. I say every day, yeah, yeah, yeah. Now you hear me spinning now, spinning now. With the mind going wild. With the mind going wild. Oh yeah. Now you got me sipping. Now you got me thinking. Wow, thinking. Wow. Told was the story of love, but you knew that this was what it was. So, story of an untold love, untold love. With a mind like mine, with a mind like mine, with a mind like mine, with a mind like mine. Yeah. With a mind like mine, you can't understand why time just passed. Another pain inside won't last, won't last, won't last. They say won't last, won't last. I say every day, yeah, yeah, yeah. Now you hear me spinning now, spinning now. Now you got me sipping, now you got me thinking, wow, thinking, wow. Mine, all the time, you knew with the mind, this pain, that hurt inside, but you win.
Hey, that is fire. Like, that is fire. That song is fire. Like, yeah, that was pure fire. Like, yeah, I have no, from the visual dope. Woo, the visual was dope on it. It was very clean, of course, but the song was crazy. The song, the beat on it was good. The melody, let's go there with it. Like, okay, so that's what I'm saying. It's not a lot of people. I'll say this again. I find myself saying this the third time this week, but it's not a lot of people that can mix everything together in the pot and make it what it's supposed to be. Yeah, if that makes sense to you, because everybody, and you're not perfect, I'm not perfect, nobody's perfect. But when we're presenting ourselves or our product or our work or our art, period, because that's what it is. We still want it to be a certain way. Even the message that you put out, you still want to present your message a certain way. So how do you find that and channel it to being great music as well? Like something that, like you said, I don't classify that as any particular genre, even though all music has a genre, but that's something I can just hear coming on while I'm riding and with the kids, and that's on there and I'm singing. But that's where it goes. It doesn't, I don't really hear in a lane, is what I'm saying, and that's good. That's a good thing, because you want to be able to be played in all arenas. And I'll tell even rap artists that, yeah, it's cool to do this, this, and that, but you want to be played in where over here where they didn't even know that was you too. So how do you get that is my question. How do you channel your message? Because it's in the music still, but and make it something to where it's like, this could be top 40.
I just use my heart and I make sure that I have the right intention. Like the mission behind it is to show them that we need to save the kids. We need to give the knowledge to the youth. With a mind like mine, like with a mind that you can't understand what's going through my mind, let alone other people's mind if they're in a certain space and time in their world, right? And in their environment. So, with that particular song, it was a time in my life where I was awakening and God was calling me and God was giving me a choice, but he didn't give me too much of a choice. He made it clear which path I needed to choose. And if I went another route in my music, in my mission, in my integrity, right, I would have been gone. I would have lost everything. And I know chaos happens and karma happens to people when they're not fully giving their heart and thinking with the correct way of approach. Like if it's not positive, if it's not meaningful for everybody, if it's not, your heart is not in it, and you could be telling someone something, or you could be emotionally connecting, and you could be praying all day long till you're blue in the face. But if it's not real, God's going to know it's not real. If it's fake, if it's not sincere, if it's not genuine, if it's not that genuine light inside of you, your music's not going to come out genuine. It's not going to have a different sound of God. It's not going to have that angelic feeling when people feel when they hear it, because they know it's not a lie. They know that this is true. And, people can live in fear all they want. But again, ego and fear and worrying and anxiety, depression and all that stuff is a part of mental health illnesses, because everybody has mental health. Now, you just better figure out what side of the fence you're on, because we're in these times, the rapture times in evolution. So you can play if you want to play, but God's not playing with them. That's all I got to say.
No, you definitely, what you just said is real. You haven't said anything fake the whole time we've been talking, but mental health is real. You definitely need to know what side of the fence. Like you said, everybody has it. And it's a breaking point that everybody has, and everybody goes through things. And if you're not a person that understands already that things are going to happen in life that beyond your control and how to deal with those things when they arise, that's when your mental health is tested a lot of times. Just talking to you, I know you have a story. I have a story, like I said. So being in my mother and just coming from a long line of watching my mother's side of the family deal with dementia and Alzheimer's at a certain age, you know what I'm saying? My mother's actually going through early stages right now. So it's just a lot, like you said, a lot of these things people like brush to the side until it's time for them to deal with it. Unfortunately, at an early age, you know what I'm saying, I've dealt with trauma and PTSD. So, it woke me up early. So I'm very, like I said, honored again for you to come on here and share how important that is, and how you do advocate for that. And if anybody does need to reach out to you in those type of areas just for any type of advice, where could they reach out to you at?
they can reach out to me on Facebook under the name Cali Faye, CALI space FAE, or my website, www.caligirlbooksllc.com. And really, I'm on all platforms. So I'm not looking for money to try to give someone advice. There's coaches out there, they feel like they have to get paid. No, I can tell you what God is telling me to tell you for free. I don't profit off of God. That's not what I'm here doing. But I'll give you the knowledge, and then it's your free will of choice whether you're going to listen to what God said using me as a vessel through me, God speaking through me, and then it's on you. It's on you at that point. If you don't listen, good luck to you. No hard feelings, but I'm already on a different path.
And that's amazing again, and that's why I asked you where people could reach you at, because I'm sure somebody will see this and be like, have questions that they might want to just reach out to you personally. And I always tell everybody on my platform, it's about getting the knowledge. I'm just here. I know my job. You know what I'm saying? I've had my talks and my spiritual walks in faith with God for a long time. And I kind of know where I fit in my life equation, and what I'm good at, and it's a lot of almost helping other people get information that I know they need. Because they'll get it through me. They're like, oh, okay, so boom, it's not a problem. I know my platform. I know the type of eyes that are on my platforms. So it's good that they hear these type of things. That we're preaching. Mental health is real, and like you said, in the world we're living in right now. And like I said, just going back to you, I applaud you again for being able to balance. That's a question I want to ask you. So how do you, which I know what you're going to say. It's funny. It's like now that I've been talking to you long enough, I can kind of understand where you're going to go with it, but I want the people to hear what you're going to say. How do you balance out all of the different hats that you wear?
Again, I don't have a choice. So when God calls you out and says he's calling you out, and you got to walk the line, you got to decide which way you're going to go. For me, I don't have a choice. My free will is given up because of who I am in this calling. So I'm going to continue to do what God says. And by that I'm not perfect. So by that second time, God telling me, I'm going to make sure it gets done, because that third time it won't be a choice anymore. It'll be just nothing but chaos. So my balance is learning my lessons, being aware, staying connected to God, staying connected to the motive of intention, of righteousness, of positive energy. Doesn't matter if I'm very famous, or it doesn't matter if I'm very wealthy. Doesn't matter if I'm broke. I know that when you die, you can't take the money with you. You can't take the materialistic stuff with you. So why would I waste my years? People say you can take the memories. Not if in sense of you may not do the right thing. And then what if your mental health takes a toll on you and you can't remember your memories? I mean, there's so many different ways to think about it and to approach it, to where you just better walk the right way. When someone's talking to you and it's about God, don't shut those people down or shut them out like they don't know what they're talking about, because that could be the last person reaching out to you to help you, before you may get karma in a negative way or chaos because you're not listening to God inside. It's either you being selfish, you being, again, lust, aggression, and greed is part of the Cain's curse. So you can play if you want to, but it's in the Bible. There are things that are obviously altered in the Bible, but there are most of those stories, almost all the stories, is true. So it is what it is. You got to decide who you want to be, what type of person do you want to be, and do better, because there's people relying on you. I'm sure somebody is looking up to you, speaking to you, relying on you. So, be the person that you need to be to survive, but also live and have a prosperous, healthy.
Oh, we lost her for a second. Hold on. We lost her. Maybe she's going to click back in. I don't know if she was kicking a message right there. Hold on. She was kicking a message right there. Daddy? Yeah. Hold on, baby. Yeah, she was kicking. She was kicking the message right there. I don't know what happened. All right, there she go. There she go. Okay. 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 She
Keep
back.
in mind, some people aren't going to like telling you guys this. Media is controlled and technology is controlled. So if I'm telling it too honest and real, where it could move somebody, some higher elites could just cut it off.
All the time. It happens to me all the time. And that's real. And that's why, like I said, I definitely appreciate you coming and giving the knowledge that you have gave to the platform. Um, People are going to be able to get that and receive that. Um, I heard you speak on something. I did want to go back before let you go. Um, you said you about to drop a new project, music wise. Speak on that project again. When should we be looking forward to that?
So the project should be all done, 71 songs by October. I'm going to be working on it every day. I'm going to make sure that I'm showing the people exactly what time it is in this world. And I want to let you all know, I'm not living in fear. All I'm going to say is God doesn't like it. So it never goes well for people who try to, jeopardize my life, my future, or anything like that. They get instant karma. All I say is God doesn't like it. You probably should leave me alone. You shouldn't call me, contact me, or anything. And I start to see people fade off. My phone is real dry. People don't call me very often unless they want to know something or they want God to tell them something. But again, you can do that directly through prayer. You can do all that directly with your own faith. You don't have to go to a certain level of contacting someone with spiritual giftings, because you could tap into your own if you just stop being selfish and not picking ego. It's pretty simple.
Definitely, no, no. It starts like it's one thing I'm a preacher of. It starts with self, so it starts there first. No, you ain't said nothing wrong. Like I said again, I'm honored to have you on the platform. You're always welcome. I'm definitely looking forward to all the new material you're going to drop. I love your visuals, so I'm definitely going to be tuned into that. We'll definitely keep pushing positivity. I hope you had fun with us today. And Cali Girl Books. If you're watching, make sure you go to CaliGirlBooksLLC.com. Check her out. All her information is up there. Her YouTube, Cali Faye. With Instagram, I got that right here too. Let me show the people her Instagram so they can know the right one. Because I had to ask her what her Instagram was earlier because I was like, I'm pulling up the wrong one. So her Instagram would be this right here, Cali.Faye verified. That is her right there. If you want to go check her out.
I mean, someone's got to do it. You know what I mean? So I got to continue to do what I have to do, what God is telling me to do. And it will help others have an opportunity and have that freedom of choice and will to know what exists in the world, because we're trying to educate the youth. Honestly, they're not awakened. They don't understand. It's all about the music in a negative way. It's all about, exploitation, and they bit to that type of understanding and desire. Well, I'm telling you right now, we don't have that much time. You might want to figure it out, open up some books, go back into history, figure out what is going on, because even my documentary movie that you can get on my app called Universal Revolutionary Healing, yeah, we have coaches on there, and even I'm doing coaching sessions where we're offering a service, but it only starts at $100. And that's each session, and that's rare. People are, coaches are offering services of 2,800, 5,000, 10,000. No, I'm not doing that. But as far as giving the knowledge for free on these platforms, I don't have a problem with coming on. And, I'm not one of those people that have to charge to do a podcast with somebody, or charge them to do a feature for a song, depending on what's going on, because I'm not going to say I'm never going to charge anyone for a feature to do a song with them. But at this point in my life right now, if God is calling me to a person to help them and give them a boost up, and let them jump on a song or something like that, I'm going to do that. they have to copyright. That's their free will of choice to copyright their lyrics to make the money off their voice. Right. So I'm just here to give you an opportunity, even with my publishing company. I'm just giving you an opportunity. Internationally, it's different. If I'm gonna publish someone international in another country, then we split the profit of the royalties. But again, I don't take any money from them up front, because then it messes with my tax compliance, my international tax compliance. So I'm doing everything legally, and I always have paperwork connected to it. So I have to be very specific. And if I have investors, it comes with a contract, but I'm not picking just any investor. God
Right.
has to permit me to go and ask a person or even approach them to give them that opportunity. And again, that's their test, how they treat me once that all happened in good faith. I mean, it's all up to them how they go with their mindset and their emotions after that.
No, no, you kicking good knowledge here. That's why I'm like, one thing I did, the last thing before I let you go, I work with a company out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. I'm the president over there. It's a Reveal Entertainment, and it's also they have a radio station, Z93. They're also one of my sponsors, and they manage a lot of gospel artists and things of that nature. They have a lot of things in the works right now that's going on that I'm tying into that situation over there. And I want to introduce you to my buddies out there. I feel like just what you all do as a collective on both sides is pushing the same narrative, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely want to introduce you to Damien and Jacob, and definitely get some of your music in rotation on the radio station as well. So it's like, I just want to introduce you to those guys. They're going to see this, and I'll be able to tag them. And I just know they're going to fall in love with just everything that you preach, just period, today. Like I said, I have a lot of different business. My network is big in what I do. So I kind of like want to shed the light on people that I see doing great things, and you're definitely one of them that I've seen constantly push a great narrative for the past 3 to 5 years. So like I said, I'm gonna keep giving people their flowers when I bring them on here. Again, thank you for coming on here. It was a pleasure. It was a great conversation. We had 42 minutes of conversation that I think people could learn something from. We'll chop it up a little bit for the people that don't like to listen at homes. So we'll give them a couple minutes at a time. But again, thank you again for having you in. Well, I'll talk to you here in a couple of days, because I'm gonna talk to Damien and Jacob and connect you guys.
Okay, well, thank you, and I appreciate your time. And again, it's all about the mind controlling the thoughts and the emotions. So, for everyone watching, just know that waking up is a gift from God. A second chance is waking up and having that next day to renew yourself and to do better. So, you can do anything you put your mind to, but you have to control your thoughts, how you react toward people, how you take in information, because it all has to be seated and rooted in the heart of positive and love and kindness. So love thy neighbor, treat people good. It doesn't have to just be families against families. Everybody can eat, everybody can be loved, everybody can have a great life. Just stay happy, mindful, and communicate with others so that you can help your mental health and get everything going for yourself. Just stay positive.
Right. And on that note, we're going to end it off. Blessings. Thank you.
Thank you.